guys, this is Christy Fulk again with Create with Christy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the US. Well, today I'm going to show you how to make a quick and easy spring card using Stampin' Up's A Touch of Ink. Let me show you the stamp set real quick. Love this stamp set, and you can get this free during Celebration, and Celebration ends February 28th, 2021. You get this free with a $100 order. Now we have a lot of products that you get free with a $50 order. The reason this is a $100 order, it's a set of 17 stamps. And you're thinking, well, those all look kind of small. They aren't. They had to make them small to get them to fit on that page. Here's the actual butterfly image. You can see that next to the one that's on the picture. So it's a lot bigger. And I think this is the images are 65%. So isn't that big? I love that. And here's the words. See how small that Best Wishes is? And here is how big it is. So they're almost half the size here. Not quite half the size, but real close. So it's a really, really good deal to get this free with a $100 order, and that's before shipping and tax. And if you want to place an order, just click on that online store link below in my video description, and you can place your order there, and it'll get shipped directly to you. Really do appreciate it. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Now, if you want to stamp along with me, you can pause the video, click on that blog post link below in the video description, and that's where you'll find the supplies and the dimensions for all the cardstock and paper. Then you can come back when you get all your supplies together and make the card with me. Okay, we're going to start off with the card base. This is a piece of Highland Heather. It's 8.5 by 5.5. Always start off with my card base. Get those corners matching up. Don't worry about the side, just get those corners matched up. Get your bone folder, get that nice crease made, and you've got your card base made. Now we're going to do some die cutting first, and then we'll do the stamping. So let me get this out of the way, and I'll get my die cutting, stamp cut and boss machine. Okay, we're going to do some die cutting first. So you need the base platform number 1, the die cutting plate number 2, a standard cutting plate number 3, and I want you to grab a piece of Seaside spray. This is 4 by 3 1/4, and I want that 4-inch side long here. That's what the wider side up here at the top and the bottom. And then I'm going to use the Curvy dies, which are also in the January to June mini catalog. Actually, not also, the stamp set Celebration. This is in the mini. Love these dies. We've had these for a little while now. They made them available early for us, and I'm having so much fun with them. And you can bundle these with a stamp set called Quite Curvy. Now, I'm not using that, but I am going to use this die right here for my curve. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this near the center, and I want my dots to be on the bottom layer. So here is the straight blade, which will make a straight curve, so that I want on top, and the dots on the bottom. And just kind of lay it right here. It doesn't have to be right in the middle, just close. Then you put your another standard cutting plate on top, run it through, and this piece is ready to go. Oh, most of those little things came out really quick, so I can just take my take your pick tool and get the rest of those out, and we are ready to go with that. So we've got the bottom piece and the top piece. So I'm going to lay these down. Get all these little dots out of the way. Okay, now the last two things I need to die cut with you. So I've got the same plate here. I'm going to take a piece of Whisper White. This is 2 3/4 by 3 1/4. And then I have a piece of Highland Heather, which is 3 by 4. I think I can get them both on here. And I'm going to be using the layering ovals dies right here. I'm going to use the largest scallop, which is this one. That's going to go on the Highland Heather piece. And then the second largest oval. Now this is the largest, so that would make this one the second largest. And that one is going to go on the Whisper White one. Doesn't have to be right in the middle, just make sure it's within the cardstock. Put that standard cutting plate on top. Run them through. And I'll be all done die cutting. So we've got our scallop oval and our regular oval. Get these dies in here. Okay, now we're getting ready to emboss. So you just need platform number 1. And then we're going to use the Dainty Diamonds folder. Love this folder, and it's a 3D folder. That just means it's thicker. And we're going to take the piece that does not have the dots. Now, first off, I want to make sure I've got the curves going the same way, and they are. So this one is going to go right inside here. And I want to make it straight, so you can see these little lines going across here. I'm just lining the edge of that with this. And put this in fold first. Since it's a 3D folder, you need the specialty plate. So you put that on top, run it through real quick. And we've got that top piece embossed with a pretty design. There we go. Love that. Okay, we're all done with the machine. Now we'll get going and put this card together. Okay, now we do have some stamping to do first before we put this together. So you want to grab that oval piece that we just did, and we're going to ink this up with basic gray ink pad. I'm going to put this on here, have it at an angle. Okay, not right up against the edge because we're going to have that purple on there that's a little bit larger. There we go. So we've got the butterfly. Let's go ahead and get all of the basic gray stamped. So we've got these flowers right here. Now I'm just going to use the top of this big flower right here. I'm going to stamp one right here. It looks like the butterfly's getting ready to land on it. So I'm just inking up that top part of the stamp. I'm going to put another one right here. And there is a little bit of a middle section here, so I'm just going to kind of put a little petal right there in the middle. So we've got all the basic gray done. Now we're going to do some coloring, but not with our hands. We're going to use stamps. So I'm going to use the Highland Heather ink pad. And I'm grabbing the big butterfly one that colors it in. Ink that up really well. Now I wanted to have a little two-tone effect. Shading actually. So I've got this all inked up with my Highland Heather. Now I'm going to take a sponge dauber and my gorgeous grape ink pad, pick up some ink, and here on the center section, and I don't know if you can see, there are little notches right here. I'm going to go near the top of those notches, and I'm just dabbing, I'm going up and down and making that a little darker. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. Butterflies aren't going to have perfect coloring. They're beautiful, but there we go. So I wanted that to be a little darker. And you always want to ink up with the light and then add the dark. Now I'm going to line this up. So this little center section here needs to be close to his body. And like I said, the wings are bigger. The color of the wings are going to be bigger than the actual butterfly wings. But I think this is such a cool effect. Hold it down. There you go. Now you probably might have a hard time seeing it, but you can see there's a little darker and then it gets lighter as you go. So it kind of gives it an ombre effect. Okay, so now I'm going to grab my Rococo Rose and grab the flower image. This would end up coloring in the whole thing, and I will show you that here when we do the inside. But we are only going to do that top flower again. Oops, get back here. Things are going everywhere. Ink that up with Rococo Rose. Line it up pretty good. Like I said, nothing is going to line up perfectly because it's bigger. So we've got that on there. Ink this up again. Get it to look the best. That's why I love having these in photopolymer, because I can see right where I'm stamping. And this one are just those couple little petals. So we've got those with the Rococo Rose. And I thought, okay, we've got this neat splatter stamp. I'm going to close this one up so it doesn't dry up on me. We've got this beautiful splatter stamp, and I'm going to use the Misty Moonlight ink pad. Now all of these colors, except for the basic gray, I just thought it looked good, but all the actual colors come from the Hydrangea Hill Designer Series paper. I love being able to get color combos from the paper. Okay, so I decided I'm going to do some little splotches here. Let's add some here. It's okay if you go over some of the images. I think it's a neat effect. I thought it just added to the whimsical look. Isn't that pretty? I love that. So now we've got those dots on there. And the last thing we need to stamp on the outside, let's grab our curves, make sure they match. We're going to stamp Best Wishes on here. I'm going to grab the Gorgeous Grape ink pad and my Best Wishes and just stamp this in the bottom right corner. Okay, now we've got all the stamping done for the outside, but let's go ahead and get the inside done. So put these over to the side. Grab that last 4 by 5 1/4, actually it's the only one, 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of basic white. Now we're going to do the whole image of this flower. So grab that basic gray ink pad again. Ink it up. And I'm going to put it right down here in the corner. There you go. Oh, that didn't do very well. So once again, I'm going to use that second side. Much better. Okay. Then I'm going to grab this guy and do it with the Rococo Rose again. You could do whatever color you want. If you'd rather go with Seaside Spray or something like that, that's fine. But I didn't want to have to clean this off again. Now this is how you do the whole thing. So it's got 3 little sections for the 3 little things here. So if I really wanted to, I could have made this little one green and this one green for the leaves. But I thought, nope, it'll look fine being all Rococo Rose. There we go. Isn't that neat? I love how it doesn't line up perfectly. It's just a really neat effect. Okay, now we'll get this out of the way. We're all done with stamping. I'm going to close this up so I can get this put back in place. We're going to put this on the inside of my card base, so get that and grab our seal. Put this on the inside of the card. We're gluing this down so that they're never going to know when I give this away that I messed up the inside. Just everybody that's watching the video, but that's okay. You guys will keep my secret. Okay, we'll get that right here in the center. So we've got the inside done. I just always like doing something special on the inside now. Okay, remember when I said we only needed one 4x5 1/4 inch piece of basic white? Well, we need 2. I was wrong. So this is another 4x5 1/4, and when you get the supplies on my blog, it'll be right there. So we've got the Whisper White here. I'm grabbing a piece of Hydrangea Hill Designer Series paper. This is a 4x 2.5 inch piece. I made it a little wider than it needed to be because I didn't want to have any white space showing up when I put my curves down. So I'll go ahead and put the adhesive on here. And that way too, if I didn't cut these 2 pieces right in half like I wanted to, having this extra wide, it's not going to be a problem. So I'm going to try to center this like so. I'm getting the edges lined up here so that way I know it's going to be straight. So that looks pretty close. Then if I lay these down, before I lay them down, because I made that extra wide, see, you're not seeing any white space. And I like having the DSP underneath those dots too. That white would have made it too bright. So that's how we're going to put these down. So I'll put some adhesive here. I'm not going to put any adhesive along where those dots are, where those holes are, because we don't need glue sticking out and making the card sticky when you put it in your envelope. So line the bottom edges and the sides like so. We'll do the same thing here. And you always want to make sure that curve is the same way. We know it's lining up because we just made the one cut. So we know it's got the same curve. You just don't want to end up putting on upside down unless you like that look, but now the curves aren't equal. So you can do whichever you like. I wanted them to be lined up. So get the adhesive on here. Oops, didn't cut the adhesive very well. There we go. I'm going to turn this over so I can see what I'm doing a little better. That way I can see the edge of this white better. Okay, so now we've got that on. It looks like I made the DSP just a little bit too long. So whenever you do that, yep, you can see it hanging over the side. Turn it over, take your paper snips, and just clip that off before you add it to your card. It's a little hard to do it after you put it on your card. But there, that looks a lot better. Okay, now I'm gonna grab some ribbon. This is the Gorgeous Grape sheer ribbon that's in the mini catalog. And I've got a 5-inch piece and a 6-inch piece. Now the 6-inch piece I'm gonna wrap around the top here, the very top like that. So if you've seen a couple of my videos here lately, I'm using glue dots now instead of the seal. I think it's a lot easier. Just put a glue dot on each end of the ribbon. I think it's just easier to do the glue dots. That is when the paper's out of your way. Okay, so now I've got a glue dot on each end. I'm gonna wrap it around the top, and I wanna go near the top up here. I don't wanna be down here because that's gonna make it so it's in the way of my butterfly oval. This here near the top, make it straight, wrap it around, and that glue dot will stick it in place. Oop, that's actually a little higher than I wanted it, so let's pop this off real easy. If you're real careful, you can get the glue dots to come back up. Kind of have to play with it, but you can do it. There we go, much better. Had it up a little too high. Get that straight. The embossing kind of helps you with getting it on there straight. Okay, so we've got that ready to go. So let's go ahead and put this on our card base. My goodness, I'm having trouble with this. I think it's because it's getting to the end. I've noticed sometimes when it starts to get to the end, it has a little more trouble wheeling. But you can get it to work again, no problem. Okay, we're going to put this right here in the center. Okay. And let's go ahead and put our oval together. So let's bring our two ovals in. We're going to attach a regular oval to the center of the scallop, like so. Okay, we're going to put this on with dimensionals. Starting to get low on dimensionals, but I think I have enough. If not, I'll start cutting off some of the sides here. I think we have exactly enough. Oh no, I've got a couple more over there. Okay, that should be good. We can put one here in the middle, but these are close enough. I think we're going to be okay. So I dropped my paper piercer, so we're going to do this the old-fashioned way. I mean, my take your pick tool. Take them off with my fingers. And then we're going to place this right here. I want to show a little designer series paper still on the side. Still see a lot of that curve there. Okay, then grab that smaller 5-inch piece, thread it underneath, and tie it on with a single knot. I think single knots are a lot easier to work with. When you do a double knot, it ends up, the knot doesn't look very good. Now see, I've got that going the wrong direction. I want it to come down. So I'm going to hold on to that knot and pull it down. And then tighten it back up again. There we go. That looks pretty good. Cut these at an angle with my scissors. I'm going to bring it in within the card. Ribbon is not so bad if it goes outside the card a little bit, because it'll fold down when you put it in your envelope. Okay, so that is the card. Isn't that gorgeous? I love the colors in this. I love adding that little bit of darker center to the butterfly to give it a two-tone effect. Just a really fun, neat card to make. So I hope you enjoyed today's card. Now, if you live in the United States and do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator of your own, I would love to be yours. I know I end my videos all the same, but some people don't get to see all my videos. These are the 2 current catalogs that I can mail out to you. Just click that Contact Me link below and give me your mailing address, and I'll mail the January to June mini catalog and the sale-a-bration. Sale-a-bration, you get free items with qualifying orders with a $50 order or $100 order before shipping and tax. You can pick out a free item from that, and it ends February 28th. And I do have a link to a sale-a-bration page that gives you all the information, all the different ways you can earn free stuff. So you might want to check that out, because there's more than just buying things. And if you don't have the annual catalog yet, I'd be happy to send that out to you too. This one will end at the end of April. I can't believe we're almost done with the annual catalog. So let's show the card off one more time. I hope you enjoyed today's video. And please support my channel by giving me a thumbs up or commenting below. And also, if you want to see all my videos and not miss any and stamp with me again, make sure you click that subscribe button and then click that little bell icon and select all. That way YouTube will notify you every time I upload a video and you won't miss any. So I'll see you in the next video. Hope you had a lot of fun. Bye.